about them. Your own is to make sure that you have your own, know your rights. There is what we call bankruptcy. If you file for bankruptcy in Nigeria, if you hold bank, that money don't go. Of course, they will not want it. They will not want it to be like that. They will always want to fight back. It's left for you to say nothing will happen. This is who I am. It's the same thing as you borrow money. You're working in an organization. You now borrow money from banks or any place, any financial institution, and unfortunately you lost your job or they terminated your contract. That money is done by default. That money, you can only decide, okay, let me pay the money back at my own convenient time. It's because these guys, these lunatic people, they don't want us to know this thing. And the funniest part is our lawyers are not helping. In the developed world now lawyer go, they run after you, say, oh yeah, come and do this job, come and do this work. They will run after you, and they will be telling you 50% and 25% will be our fault if we win this case for you. That's the problem. But here now, if you go to lawyer now, in fact, the bill go kill you.
Go meet lawyer. He saying be Muslim, saying they put mouth for anything interest. My lawyer said is a Muslim, they put mouth for that kind of thing. I said, okay.
Financial lawyer. So please, another thing you need to do, I'm not saying all lawyer also. Another thing, they are specialists. Specialists. Please, if you're a lawyer, please help. You can help me. I may not use the correct terms. They are specialists in maybe that's, for instance, medical doctor. Some are family doctors, some are neurologists, and what did they call them? Some are this and that, and some are cadaver. I mean, you know them now. They have they are specialists in one area or the other. Is that
yes, different stuff.
Yes.
And so, one of them who told me, okay, I should send in my property now, and I'll send the information. Okay, go to Gigi. You will see it there now. And I made them almost every week. Please, just pardon me. Hold on.
See, that is the problem. Now they give them talk. You are not supposed to. You are selling yourself to them. That's the problem.
Sorry, sir. Can I ask her a question?
Okay, please go ahead.
So please, you said you wrote them a letter, and you took the letter to their office. So that letter that you wrote, was it a lawyer that wrote the letter on your behalf, or you wrote it personally yourself?
No, I not wrote any letter to the office. I went to the office. That was early October to complain. I went to the office, but the letter that I wrote it on my email. I sent an email to them.
Okay, the email you sent, was it you that wrote the email or a lawyer that wrote the email?
No, me.
That's your mistake. Next time, you don't write personal things by yourself. It doesn't carry much weight. You should have told the lawyer to address it and send it through their email. And the lawyer that will use his letterheading. So on seeing that, they now know that they are no more dealing with you, that this person has gone through the right route by involving a lawyer. So at that moment, they won't even disturb you anymore. Everything the lawyer will say that he or she will communicate with them. At that moment, they have no communication with you again. So next time, you don't, like, even if you said you went to their office, you don't even have to go to their office. Even if you have taken a letter by a lawyer and just drop it at their office, they'll reply to the letter. You don't have to go there and start complaining. Nobody's going to listen to you.
So I don't even know anything because until I joined
next time, to be on a safe side, let your lawyer handle all that, or somebody that is more advanced in that. Maybe not a lawyer, but somebody that is more advanced and more enlightened in that area will go on your behalf and write a letter and submit it. Some people can do it if you don't have money to get a lawyer, just to be on the safe side. So even phone calls, you can give their number. If you go to their Fair Money, I'm sure they have their phone numbers on their app. If you get their phone number, even if you give it to somebody that is more enlightened, that will speak to them, the way they are going to speak to them is going to be different from the way you are going to communicate with them. And when you communicate with people like this, you don't beg, because it's not a begging issue. When they brought the loan to you, you saw it, and most of the time they'll keep on pushing it to you, like you'll be seeing it to be an advert, to be on your face all the time. And where there's a contract, you see, the mistake you people don't understand that anytime there's a contract, there's always room for communication and resolution, no matter the contract. There's always exception in every rule, in any contract. And that's the thing that they used to deceive you and say, didn't you sign the contract? No. No matter how the contract is, let it be rigid. There's always room for communication. That is why it's called contract. We can always come back to the table and say, okay, I know I said this, but this is how I now want to do it. They will always provide room for resolution, room for communication. So you have to make them understand that too. I just said I should drop that 2 cents.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You were here.
Thank you, ma.
You're welcome.
Right, ma. I can't remember. I think I wanted to chat you up. Were you the lawyer when that?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
yes.
I was trying to look for your contact. I mean, for your mail. I mean, for your number, your username. I didn't get the username. I would have reached out to you. So it's part of the thing that we intend to do, such that on our platform, people will be able to talk to 1 or 2 lawyers about this thing, and they'll be able to help them send all those mail.
Don't let them use don't let them use courts to threaten you. If the matter gets to court, you see what courts do most of the time. Because the money is not above 10 million, it's still below 10 million. So the matter is going to go to a magistrate court, and immediately the matter gets to the magistrate court, it's going to always be in your favor, because now the magistrate will now draft a format, and then you're going to pay as you are comfortable paying. It's not going to be pressured. So if you tell the magistrate that, okay, I'll pay so amount, she's going to allow you to pay. And then if you even miss the deadline, maybe for example, if she gives you 6 months to pay, and after 6 months you are not able to complete that payment, he can strike the matter out. And then the fair money will now go and release, as in reinstate the matter again in another court, and they'll be losing money. So they don't even want to go to court. There is no debtor that they don't like going to court. So don't let them use court to start threatening you and say, tell them, let's go to court. Let them get to court. You see many people, you see them, they'll just stand and they'll start crying in front of the magistrate. At the end of the day, the magistrate will just be like, there's no it's not a criminal matter, it's a civil matter. It's a civil matter. So they can't say they use police. Police cannot arrest you. It's not a criminal matter. So if you go to the federal high court, you see people owing banks, billions. As long as they tell the court, I'm going to pay, just give me time, nothing is going to be done, and they'll give him time. So don't let them use courts to threaten you. They cannot take the matter to court. The police cannot arrest you. It's not a criminal matter. You can, even if the police come, you let the police know, I know my rights. It's not a criminal matter. So the police cannot arrest you. So I just said I should drop that.
Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. So I've been trying to reach out, but I will save your number now. I mean, of course, I've started following you, so that we can talk about it extensively. Thank you very much, man. So, Madam Adorable, you don't say, you talk say you don't lean. When are we expecting your
I don't know. Me, one of his sleep. If you see me, that was around October last year, December. I cannot even eat December food. And the funnest part, I collect 500,000 naira from one of my friends. I used to pay these people, and they still call me the same day.
You know that you can never finish paying loan now. The more you pay, the more your problem.
They call me the same day. The same day.
Madam Adorable,
I paid the money.
Advice here. Yeah. You see all those your shops where you put for DG, where you put for Facebook, just go come out. Don't sell them again.
Okay.
Find money, or just find, if you still get money, put all those things when you sell back into your shop. They sell. Don't leave loan apps and all this fair money. These guys, thank God say the Lord don't talk them. Just leave these guys. They can't really do you much. They will never take you to court, just like the law has said. They will not. They will lose. They know what they're doing. Right? Why do you think that they rather defame you? Why do you think they rather put exorbitant interest? Why do you think they rather try to sway you to do some certain things rather than going to court? Anybody who really they do the right thing, you know, even follow you drag. You go not see yourself for law court. You're not go begin drag for there. But they will not do all this. They rather go through the route of defamation, rudeness, blah 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 blah. So just go and
said
rest.
I even told one of the agent that, okay, I put my property. I said, you better be fast and sell it now, because that is not my concern. Or like, are you a woman being at all?
If you like, buy yourself.
He said, I lie, they lie, because they cry, because God. I regret. No.
Everybody don't get level. I think if them don't get level.
They don't say that. See, they're not willing to go to heaven. They're not interested in going to heaven.
If I tell you what I don't do, I go laugh. I don't say 3 of my phone, because I sold. I
Not
went
only,
to
not only,
computer. I
not only
sold my
phone,
phone.
not only phone they sell. People they sell cars now. People
Abiu,
they sell
where
cars. They
No,
sell
I
their
said that
houses.
wetin dey available that day when they call me, where I went for like 200,000. Now wetin I fit do with that? I wish my property dey on Gigi. E dey on what's the name of this app where they say that they take property for Nigeria. E dey there now. I paid them. Dey there. I never comot am. They don't
Me,
even
me,
care.
me. Where they say I sell my laptop, take leave for 1 week because I want pay
God
loan app.
forbid.
Sell my laptop while they use work.
Go come.
Take leave for
These
one
people are
week.
wicked though.
This was in 2022.
They are wicked.
so Grandpa, you
You know,
said you
said
need contact of the law. But Grandpa, you don't just go and enjoy your life. Nothing will happen.
Thank you,
Grandpa,
sir.
was
Since I
it
don't even see your platform, I dey sleep now. I dey chop. Before they never born me where make I shop. I want to eat.
enjoy your life,
I
man.
cannot even eat.
You don't have any problem. These people go mess you up. Grandpa, you
I say,
just go
sir,
and sleep. Oh. You don't need
for
all this.
Christmas, I no fit chop chicken. They no born me well.
You don't load love, you won't eat.
I no fit chop chicken. They no born me well. I no fit baff. I no baff. I swear to Almighty God that create me.
you go
Because
join
they
it
call me
back.
almost 100 times for church.
Uh,
I
Sorry,
feel like killing myself.
are you still owing them? Are you still
I never pay finish now. Even the interest they increase every
okay?
day.
It's
Today
accumulating
now they
then.
had like almost 500,000.
now you dey disturb yourself, bro.
I
You
log
don't
into the app. I
And
saw 500,000 again.
did they still call you? Did they still call?
No, so the lady called me. I thought I think it's almost 3 days ago that okay, please just pay out of the money, be paying small, gradually you'll be. I said I don't have money, please. I don't have money for
No,
now.
what you can do,
Just don't
maybe
call
like
me.
after like every 4 days or every 5 days, you can call them yourself. Call their customer care. Let them know that you still have the mindset of paying. They should just give you time. So that will always be on your own record. It will be on their own record, just in case. Just
man.
Are
just
Reason
they,
why
be
are they,
bold.
we not
are
Just
do
call
they,
that.
them.
there's no need,
Don't do
there's no
that.
need for those,
There's no
there's no
need
need
for
for
that.
those.
The
There's
If
reason
the
no
is
money
need.
is a lot, is good. Just call them once in a while. Don't just totally ignore them. I'm
Which
talking
money is
from a
a
lawyer's
lot?
point now. I'm talking
You're a
from a
lawyer?
lawyer's point, just in case. Just call them once
It's
in a
them that
while.
have
Don't
they
ignore.
have the interest too. It's not me that I'm not owing them big
Okay,
money.
so
So it's fair money
if
that
they
is adding.
ignore,
If
what will
okay, if I
happen?
want
I
to
just
I
want to
borrow like
I
understand.
don't, no,
500,000,
no, no,
you are adding 1
wait,
million naira.
let's
Is that
address
my
that.
fault?
Wait,
Adorable, calm down.
let's address
Sir?
that.
Ade Carita, please, sorry
Yeah,
for
that's me.
butchering the name.
Yes.
All right, so if she doesn't pay, what will actually happen? I just want to understand.
If she doesn't pay, she's owing a lot. Nobody wants to lose money. We should look at it from their own aspects too. Because you can't go and borrow money. At least what the
I'm
magistrate
not
court will
owing them
tell
a
you
lot,
that
oh, auntie.
no, they will pay. What is going to happen at the end of the day? You will pay the initial amount that you borrowed. The court can tell you to do that.
Which
Because
of the
anytime you
courts,
pay,
please?
the
Which
magistrate
of the
court,
courts?
that's the magistrate court. They have hierarchy of courts. The matter will not go to a high court because high court does not deal with matters like that. The money is below 10 million, so the matter is going to go to a magistrate court. And in the magistrate court, no magistrate court will tell you that, okay, because you're not, you should forgo the money. No, it's a business. The least you will do, you're going to pay the initial amount that you borrowed. If it gets to court, the reason why I said you should call once in a while is because when you call, if you notice that they have every record of these things. They have record of your BVN, they have record of your phone number, they have all these things. Just to be on the safe side, don't ignore
There's
their
nothing
call.
safe about that.
Even if you want
There's
to
nothing
ignore
Nobody,
their
safe
call, I
about
think
there's
I've
nothing
had it
safe
from.
about that.
There's
These
nothing safe about
people,
it. Okay, wait,
there's nothing safe.
just continue. I will also add my own. Continue, sir.
These people are ripping people, and you are telling them to go and pay. How can you borrow 500,000 and pay back almost 1.5 million? What sort of business is that? If they will lose money, let them lose money. I don't care. Nobody should pay them back. You pay. $5 million, where I said 500,000 to pay.
500,000, not 5 million, 500,000. Not 5 million, 500,000 pay almost 1 point something
Okay,
million.
you know
How?
what? I don't let us use your own case as an example. Let me use a valid case. Someone borrowed 3 million naira from Fair Money. They asked me to pay 12.5 million naira in 2 years. Let's use that as
Please
a case
pay that
study.
one now.
3 million
Nobody's
naira,
paying that one.
3.2 to pay 12.5 million in 2 years. So let's use that as a case study. Okay, let me start from my hand. what we stand for here is very, very straightforward. Stop borrowing and stop paying. The reason why we say stop borrowing and stop paying is under CBN law on policy, there's what we call exploitative loan interest. So, and CBN recognize exploitative interest. Exploitative interest. CBN recognize it. In fact, CBN will fine them, I think about 2 million naira if they eventually find out that there's what we call exploitative, that they're not following CBN policy. That's number one. Number two, under CBN law, there is what we call, there's a guideline that CBN stated that any loan that you borrow, if you default on that loan, there's a 1% interest on that loan. 1% interest per month, not per day. So for a loan, for you to borrow from loan apps and they are adding 1% interest on your loan every day is outrightly illegal. You are not obliged. I'll share everything with everyone here, and probably by tomorrow. You are not in any role to pay any such stupid money. You can't pay it because that is exploitative. Extremely exploitative. That's number two. Please let me just list it so that you mean it on yourself. Number three is that under CBN law, there is what we call monetary policy rates. Monetary policy rate is the benchmark that CBN will set that, every year. For this year now, the monetary policy rate for this year is 26.5. Last year it was 27.5. So there is 26.5, which means that every microfinance bank and or commercial bank, that is the benchmark that they will ride on to give loan to the public. So loan business is not do as you like. Loan business, they have to follow the guideline. If they don't follow the guideline, whatever agreement you have with them is null and void by default. Null and void by default. So for a loan app to give you loan, let's say 100,000 naira, and they ask you to pay back that loan in 7 days, 40% interest. And if you don't pay back, they keep adding 1% every day on that loan. They will start using compound interest on that loan. If you pay that money, you are a stupid person. I'm not going to say I'm sorry, you are a stupid person. If you pay that money, because under law, under the consumer protection rights, that is the meaning of consumer by CBN, consumer protection rights. That is, you have every right to say this loan is not applicable. This thing that you're doing is not applicable. Another thing, if you check the guideline, CBN policy guideline, any loan, if you see it, I'm going to share it tomorrow, negotiable. Everything on that list is negotiable. Everything. So for a loan app, for you to call a loan app, for you to go to a loan app, they say, I want to borrow money. And you sign the contract that, I want to borrow money from you. And eventually realize that what they are doing is outrightly illegal. They're adding 1%, even though CBN policy, the section, I think 3 or 4, I can't remember the actual section, stated that any agreement that is against the policy and the guideline of CBN is null and void by default. It's there. I'm going to show you tomorrow. It's there. So why will someone create his own agreement that is against CBN law and expect me to follow that agreement? It's never going to happen. So if anybody here wants to pay loan now, that's a business. But here, if anybody that is violating any loan app is violating your policy and you pay back, just know that you're a stupid person. That's just it.
I just want to make like 2 or 3 points here before I might drop. Adekarita, do you know that this loan is unsecured loan?
Yeah.
And there is insurance covering that. You know the meaning of unsecured. Are you a lawyer? Now, that's like my first point. Now, the second point is, under those contracts being presented by these loan apps, I've never seen under their terms and conditions or the contract where they stated clearly that they can defame or threaten a customer. Now, as a lawyer, tell me, what those loan apps are doing, calling their customer, threatening them, is it lawful? You said you're a lawyer, so I just want you to answer this, please.
Okay, so let me just say this. If you go to a loan app, right, you borrow money, and due to some circumstances, you cannot pay. Anything can happen at any time to anybody, right? If
Yeah.
you go to court, the court is not going to tell you that you shouldn't pay your money. No, that's not why the court is built. And no lawyer will go and represent you, having the full mind that you don't want to pay. I respect what you're doing. I'm talking to the host now. I respect
You
what you're
said
doing.
if you go
right?
to a law court,
No,
if you go to a law court,
okay.
now under their contract, now we will use the contract to go to a law court. Was it stated on the contract that if I don't pay, you will arrest me? And no, even within the contract, there's a clause that says if you default,
Listen,
there will
you're
be
not
a
talking.
penalty
You know
of
when
you
I told
paying
you,
up.
I said the matter is not a criminal matter, right?
So why are
If
they
you're
going to
owing
court?
anybody, no, listen. If you're owing anybody, it's a civil matter. Civil matters to go to court. It's not a criminal matter, so they're not going to treat it like a criminal matter is different from civil matter. Civil matter is different, criminal matter is different. The two still goes to court, but the way the two is handled is different in the courtroom. If you're a lawyer, you understand what I'm saying. If I arrest you, that means that's a criminal matter. If you were owing me money and I decide that, okay, I've tried all my best to collect my money, I can sue you. It's a civil matter. It's not a criminal matter. So if you're owing money, they can still sue you in civil litigation to get their money back. Threatening is wrong. The law is not supporting you to threaten anybody. That is wrong. There's what we call slander and libel in law. So you cannot threaten anybody. You cannot, all that one they're always saying. I don't know why people, you should try to stand up and talk. Even if they threaten you on the phone and immediately you tell them that, this is wrong. You cannot threaten me. And if you call any of my contacts, you can tell them. And I'm telling you, by the time you say it 1, 2, 3 times, they're going to stop. If you call any of my contacts, just know that I'm not paying you anything because you didn't do any contract. I mean, you didn't enter any agreement with those people in my contract. You took an agreement with me, so you can't just go to my contract and start embarrassing me or start. That is wrong. It's against any form of law, be it civil, be it.
I want to ask you one question. I want to ask you one question. Please understand that. Wait. I want to ask you one question. Now, I'm owing a particular loan app. Let's say I wish on the defend that sick loan or soko loan. Now they now defend me. After they defame me, give me water, all those things, and I said I'm not going to pay again. Do you think under the law, I will still have to pay? I will still pay the money. They've defamed me. They've done all manners of things. They've violated my rights and all those things. Do you think it's wise for me to still go ahead and pay that money?
Let me say this. I'm going to handle it as if you are my client right now, and you have come to me for an advice, and you have told me that I borrowed money from. Let me go to use Fair Money, for example. I borrowed money from Fair Money, and I was not able to pay at their due time. And at the end of the day, they started threatening me.
Let's use the one that defames. I said the one that defamed, the one that have defamed me. Let's say tight cash. Tight cash do defame me.
Okay, tight cash. Okay, then you now tell me that, okay, tight cash defamed you. And then the defamation now, let me create a good scenario. Maybe the defamation is not just by words, maybe by paper now. Maybe they wrote something, your picture, maybe they wrote RP. Some people have told me that, then they'll send it to your contact. Now, that is a serious offense on their own part.
Okay.
That is a very serious offense. Even if you take just that and take it to any police station, I assure you, they're not going to ignore you. They're not going to say you to go and pay your money. No, because that is a threat. That is a serious defamation. And it has happened to a colleague of mine that was a lawyer. They did that to him.
You said
that
no
is
police
a serious.
station. You said no
I
police
said
station.
they will not. If you go take that as in that screenshot and take it to a police station, I'm sure they will act upon it.
Okay.
They are going to act upon it.
I was just talking based on your statement.
Just wait.
No, I said when I mean no police station, I'm saying that they will not reject it. I'm not saying that they are going to be against it. They have to treat it. That is a serious offense.
I understand.
And that's a serious offense. And as a serious offense like that, if they defame you.
See, I made a case in 2022 against these people. Police did not do anything. So let us just leave all those police matters now.
Wait. So my question is, a loan company defamed me back to back like that. Do you think it is right for me to still beg them and pay them that money? After they have defamed me back to back, do you think it is right? Please, if you
can you pay?
Protect. If it's not, what do you say? Hello, man.
Are you asking me a question?
Hello. I can't hear you. Is it from my hand? Oh, Alexander, can you hear me? Or Gashi,
I can hear you.
maybe a network. Well, maybe a network. Please, you can drop and then request again if we are unable to hear.
Let me cancel it.
Okay. I think we can hear you now.
I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
And
can.
yes, it's actually breaking. Maybe you should request again and
Disconnect. I will.
yes, maybe you can disconnect and come and reconnect. So pending the time pending the time she'll be back. The truth is this: all these things that we mentioned, defamation of character, um, giving them. Ma, you are up now. Mujisola, please, you are up. Defamation of character and all those things.
Can I talk?
Yes, just wait. I'll like to stop here. Those things can hear you at least minimum of 7 million naira in the court of law. That's just it. So Nigerians, the problem we have in Nigerians is that we don't really know how, right? Because many of us believe that now that I'm borrowed, they can do anyhow. They cannot do anyhow. Last year, about 3 of our members collected 3 million naira, 2 million naira from sick loan. You know, one person that collected 3 million naira. Do you know the offense? They didn't give him money. Oh, this one shocked me to my bone. They sent a message to the person that if you know this person, this person use you as a guarantor. Therefore, if you know this person, tell the person to come. You know how they send their message now. This, not knowing that this person is actually a high profile person, the man sued them to court and they paid heavily. They paid 4 million naira just to compensate the man. That I beg now. No, they didn't. Maybe you didn't get me. They did not. Not be the man get problem. As in, the spam his contact, claiming that the person used him as guarantor. Now that's the only thing the man did though, and the man collected 4 million naira. So many Nigerians don't know their right. That's why someone that we can say that okay, let's borrow me. And if you go to court, you will do this. They will have to pay and all those things and you know all those things. If you are owing any loan up and they have defamed you, you don't need to pay any money again. One of our members, they defamed him. That was last year, no, early 2024, no, late 2024. Got so good. The person they work for CBN, the guy his uncle, I think his uncle or his brother, I can't remember the actual person, I mean the relationship with the person. The man called them. I said, you must be crazy. You defamed my sister or something that you are going to pay for this. They were begging, like, I said, I work in this social company. You are going to pay for this. They were begging him that please now. They had to waive the whole thing. They had to waive the whole overdue interest, everything. They cleared everything. So it's because Nigerians, we don't know our rights. We just believe, because I borrowed money from this, therefore it is not therefore I must pay. There's nothing like that. That I borrowed, therefore I must pay. It's not like that. You can only pay loan apps if they are not violating your right in any form, and if they are not violating CBN policy. Anybody that is violating CBN policy or your right, you don't have any obligation to pay them back. Why? Okay, the question is, in the last 7 years, why is it that they never go to court? Why? Let us be realistic with it. Ma, are you back now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, ma.
Okay.
So my question is, I borrowed money from, let's say, Tide Cash. I know they do defame back to back. Tide Cash. And they defamed me back to back, sending messages to my contacts, calling me all sort of names and all those things. Do you think it is wise for me as a citizen that I know my right, I know what the law says? Do you think it is, and I don't know their office? Do you think it is wise for me to pay that kind of money?
To start with, if you don't know their office or they don't even have an office, they can't even sue you to court to start with then. And that's the only means of collecting their money, is to defame you. Because most are loans that does that is the worst they can do. They're not going to take you to court. So in that aspect, of course, if anybody defamed you and defamed your image, you're not going to pay. You have to leave that. You're not going to pay. And I doubt if they're going to take you. I'm sure they won't even want to go to court, because that is even a criminal offense. That, and you can prove that, look, this is defamation. They have defamed my character. They have called, and when I mean defamation in this sense now, they have said, and you can prove it in court, not just going to the court and use your mouth and be saying no. No, you have to prove, because the court system is all about proof. You have to show evidence that this is it. If you can show all that, I'm sure they won't even take you to court. If they know that they have gone to that extent, then they won't be that stupid to start instituting a case.
Please, can I just ask the lawyer a question?
Please go ahead, go ahead.
Yes, I'm so surprised hearing from a lawyer that when a contract is being abused, the government of that country says you should take a certain percentage over a year, and a lawyer is telling me they have to take the money if they decide to take 50% for just 1 week. You gave me 165,000, and you asked me within 7 days I should pay 250, and I'm not aware that you have been cheating me over the years, borrowing from you. Then I couldn't, have some restraint, and I'm lucky to come to this place, and they told me that they don't have the right to sue me because they are not following CBN policy. So a loan app that is not following CBN policy, and my lawyer, there's some people that say it's on a TikTok, and I tell them that you are lawyers and agents for the loan app that is overcharging your own citizen, and the lawyer is telling me they have the right to take the money. So they've been taking from me 55% for 7 days. I told them the latest thing that is in town now that they are doing to me is they now send me a text, because immediately they call me, I tell them everything, that you are violating CBN policy. CBN says you should take 20-something% over a year, and you have been taking 55% from me for a week, 7 days. You know what you're going to do now? You're going to calculate all the money, all the interest that I've paid, excess, and pay me back my money. If you don't pay me back my money, just funny enough, I don't know your office, I'll take you to court. So the next thing they did to me is they sent me a text message telling me I should pay the 165. I said, no, you are owing me. Unless you pay me, then you know what's going to happen? For even doing that alone. So I'm even surprised on this platform, a lawyer is telling us that they have to take their money. Which money? When they are violating CBN policy and they've been defrauding me. I call them fraudsters. You should have, please, I'm so sorry on this platform. Immediately I came to this platform, I went to check on the internet. Even Sheikh Tinubu was saying it. Everybody, but bankers were saying it. That they don't have the right, they cannot sue you. And if you pay back that money, you are mumu. When people a loan app is charging me 55% for 7 days, and a lawyer is telling me they have to take their money. All right, then, let's go on. I will now use my own sound.
She is not a lawyer, I don't think so. She might be an agent. Because I don't.
Yes, agent. That's what I called them. That's what I called them. I know my rights. Please, on this platform, if anybody is telling you otherwise, it's wrong. The first stage is they have violated the contract. They violated the contract.
Exactly.
And then the lawyer is telling you, their agent, they will tell them to come to this platform and start saying all that. Which lawyer? When you violated, a lawyer is supporting somebody that violated. Is that contract not void? I beg, please.
Can I ask you something? The law, can you hear me?
Maybe you didn't get it very well.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay,
the law is telling me
let me
contract
ask
that is void.
Let me ask you something.
What about my own interest?
Let's
this lawyer on this platform is not talking about my own interest.
Sorry, madam, are you telling me, did I mention that you should pay? Were you listening to what I was saying, or are you talking
I've
about
been
the lawyer
listening to it that eventually I've been listening that then they have to take that money. If they take it to court, you have to pay me as a lawyer. I've been listening, I've been listening
maybe you didn't hear me well. He asked a question. He said,
you should encourage us that anybody that violated the contract is void.
If they defame you. And I said, listen,
it's not defamation. We are not talking about defamation now, madam. We are not talking about defamation. We are talking about the content of the contract.
No,
it's void. There is no contract. There is no contract, lawyer.
It's easy to argue here. I've been to court, right?
I've been to court as well. I've been to court as well. The magistrate sees my phone. They return it back.
Listen.
When somebody violated the law.
In the beginning, I told you, I said most of the time, these people don't go to court. Oh. If you have listened to me, I said most of the time, they hardly take these things to court.
Because they know the case is void. There's no contract.
Listen, I've listened to you. Listen,
that wasn't your comment when you were addressing
at the end of the day, they know that it's not going to favor
your comment when you were addressing
wait.
Because there's no contract. They are doing otherwise. They defrauded us. They are doing otherwise. So why are some people on the internet supporting them? Did they employ? How much did they pay you?
Please wait. Let's take it one.
Are you asking me? Sorry, are you asking me how much they paid me?
No. Please, maybe you didn't get it. Please wait.
Sir,
What I'm
no,
saying is
I
this.
like you maybe one day when you're free, you can come to my chambers. So I think I'm doing well for myself. You can give you my
Why
address.
would
You
I
can
come
come to my
there?
chambers.
I
I'm
wouldn't
not
come there
talking
have
to you. I'm
fun.
talking to the.
I
I'm
wouldn't come
talking.
to your chambers because the way you're doing is as if
I'm talking
it's
to
as
the. I'm
if
talking to
they
the
have been
lower.
you have been
Please
paid.
wait. Please, I'm going to drop. Just wait. Let's iron this thing out. Please, I think there are a lot of misconception here. What the law, what he was saying, as Alexander, please wait. What she was saying is that she was only referring to fair money, which they are CBN
No,
licensed. So she
okay.
was only
No,
together.
continue. I'm listening.
Please don't let us miss this. At least we are
So
learning on daily
let me
basis. We are
just say
learning.
something. Let me say something. I'm talking to the host now.
Let me clarify
I
it.
joined
Please
this.
wait. Wait,
Okay.
Madam Adekata, please wait. Let's clarify it so that everybody will be on the same page. We really want people to
Okay.
learn. Thank God we have professionals among us now. I mean, balance the whole thing that we have been discussing here. Please let everybody here. Let's get this thing straight. Our dealer here, she is not in support of any loan apps. Please don't let us she's not in support of their outrageous interest and every other thing.
I don't know why
This
somebody will come on. And let me say something. I don't know. You know, you said something when I joined. Okay, continue. I'm
let me
listening.
clear the hair so that by the time you talk about it, you know there are a lot of victims here. In fact, all of us are victims, and you should expect reactions. Do you get that now? All of us are victims. You should expect reactions. People don't look at Madam Adorable. She don't pay. She don't sell her thing. So you know the reaction would be somehow. I lost about 11 million naira to loan apps, and I know Mr. Shemeka lost more than 20 something million, and you know that definitely they'll be furious. But let's calm down and explain this thing. So she wasn't talking about all loan apps. You know, she said it outrightly that how can loan app defame you and you still pay back? She said it by herself that if you defame me, then I'm not going to pay you. She said it. Even the last time she joined our meeting, she said that if you defame me or send message to all my contact, I'm not going to pay you. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So what you borrow money from Carbon. Carbon, we know that Carbon or Branch, they don't defame. They don't do anything. They will call you. They will do all those things. If you go to court, if they eventually ask you to go to court, I mean, let's say they eventually say, okay, let's go to court. Definitely, court will rule out that okay, this amount you have to pay it. That one is sure. You have to pay that money. So that's as she was talking about that aspect that if you go to court, if they sue you to court, like Carbon, Branch, or even a commercial bank, you will pay the money, but you will pay it voluntarily in terms of okay, maybe 6 months or 1 year, sometimes 2 years, sometimes 5 years. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But many of us here assume she was talking about all loan apps that you have to pay because you are home, maybe because of choice of words or something of that nature. So that's not what we're trying to. That's why I had to ask that direct question that loan app that have defamed me and all that we're not going to pay that money. I'm not going to pay that money again. So that's exactly what we are trying to say. We're trying to that are hiding. They are CBN license. PalmPay, they are CBN licensed. Easy Buy, they are CBN licensed. Which other one? Kobogo. No, let's use those two. PalmPay, Easy Buy, they are CBN licensed. But if you hold PalmPay and you are unable to pay, you don't, because your 100,000 naira will balloon to 500 or 700,000 naira, and which will make it almost impossible for anybody to pay that kind of money. And they will keep threatening you, even though they are CBN licensed. So let us check it out. Do you think it is right for us to still pay that money as far as this loan issue is concerned? We have clarified it now that there are some loan apps like Carbon, like Branch, like Umba, that they can never defame you. They can never. I don't know if they've started though. Please correct me if I'm wrong. They can never defame you. They will only send reminder and reminder and reminder and reminder. But let's assume they eventually say, okay, let's go to court. Definitely, they will pay the money. You just they will have a structured repayment plan for you, and you pay off. But the one that are violating my rights, they are adding daily interest on my loan, which is against CBN policy. They are working against the CBN policy, even though they are CBN licensed. How best can we handle that kind of loan apps? Madam Adelita, please, do you understand the question now? So please forget about all that we have said, because many people they've gone through a lot. So you should expect reactions. Please let me clarify this. She's not a loan app agent in any form. She's not. She's just doing her job as a lawyer, and it is better. We didn't pay her for anything, and she's just. In fact, we should thank her for giving us this information. At least so that we have a balanced view of things. Of course, I have my own lawyer. I have people that I discuss with, but it's even better for us to hear from another angle, so that we have a balanced view of everything. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So please, over to you, ma. So I'm sorry for everything. So
No, I don't realize that most people on your hub, they just want to hear one way direction. I've got to pick that up right now. I'm not angry about anything. I mean, everybody has their feelings. Everybody has borrowed money one point or the other. So, but what I'll say is that if you're owing money, those loan apps hardly will they take you to court, because it's not going to be in their favor. And I've said that. They will not go to court. Nobody wants to pay a lawyer. You draft paper, you file paper. All that thing is quite expensive. Most of them don't want to go through that route. And at the end of the day, when you present, when the matter is taken to court, the magistrate is not going to hear it the first hearing. The first hearing may be for hearing. The second may be for mention. The third may be for cross-examination. And it can go on and on like that. So they don't have that time. And when it's going on, you can't pay anything. You'll be waiting for the judgments of what the magistrate is going to say. So you're not going to pay anything at that moment. But no court. If they defame you, don't get me wrong. If they defame you and you can prove that this loan app have defamed me, they're going to. I don't see the court that at the end of the day will now say, oh, they said this and that, this and that and that and that. Okay, I'll still go and pay that money. No, you're not going to pay. And that is why I don't know. But I think like a colleague of mine was telling me, because I spoke to some colleagues that also borrowed money, that now most loan apps, she said she borrowed 1 million from OK Cash. Yes. She said she borrowed 1 million from OK Cash. She said, and somehow she has, this has passed her due date. She has not yet paid. But she keeps on calling them once in a while and stuff like that. She noticed that they don't call her contact. And most loan apps, like those ones that are licensed by CBN, they know this now. So they don't want to call your contact or defame you. And that is why at the end of the day, they will just be telling you that, okay, just pay something. Okay, how do you want to pay? Because they know if the matter gets to court, it's not going to benefit them. The magistrate can say, okay, we'll draw it. Mrs. So, how much do you want to pay? How much? They'll even start by asking, how much do you have? Then if you tell the court, okay, how much did you borrow? You say you borrow 500. Okay, pay back your 500. It's not going to be in their own interest. Then if you now tell the court that, okay, so I don't have 500, they're going to ask you, okay, how much do you have? Okay, you have 100, pay 100. When are you going to pay the remaining? Okay, go and draft your terms of settlement. Bring the terms of settlement. Immediately the court stamps the terms of settlement. It becomes binding between both parties. And then you're not going to come back to court again. You're going to take the terms of settlement. You're going to leave the court. Then you can even default that payment again. So you can see it's not going to benefit them in any way. So they don't even want to go to court. That is why most of the time, at the end of the day, they come back to meet you and be asking you, okay, how much do you want to pay? After a lot of trouble. But if any loan have threatened you and have defamed you, that's why I said most of this, like defamation, voice messages, try to keep it on record, just in case they decide that the money is a lot, because nobody wants to lose money. It's a business they are doing, just in case the money is a lot. And they now intend that, okay, we want to go to court. You have all those proof. If you can prove it in court, well, if you can prove, they don't even want to, I doubt whether they'll take that matter to court, and they know that they have defamed you. They won't take it to court. I doubt it, that they have defamed you in such a manner, they will not take that matter to court. Even any lawyer they take it to represent them, the lawyer will tell them that they are going to lose. The lawyer is going to tell them that they are not only going to lose, but they will pay. Because if you have tarnished somebody's image to a fault that people have started believing that defamation that you have posted against that person, you have to do something to make sure that if you have to compensate the person, they are going to pay for compensation. So they won't even want to go to court. They won't want to go to court. And any loan, like she spoke about something that she borrowed a loan and they said that she'll pay back in 7 days' time. And then that 7 days' time is triple the amounts. Now that is outrageous. That is I don't even know what to call that. That is very, very
that's extortion.
that is really I don't even understand how that works.
That's
to start
that's
with.
armed robbery. That was not even extortion. It's armed robbery.
I'm sure, I don't know whether those type of halves are licensed. I doubt ahead. You shouldn't
That's
even be
exactly
going to.
now what you just mentioned. Now that is what 18 million Nigerians are going through. We have our records. This is not on our platform. To the glory of God, this is just 60 something thousand following us here. On Facebook, we have 70,000. My personal platform, our website, over 50,000. And we've reached a lot of people, and we know what Nigerians are going through. So let me explain better. So based on what you said, which is 100% correct, and thanks for that initiative, which is 100%, which is perfectly in line with what my own my own lawyer told me, and all other legal firm that I've interfaced with. So one of the reasons why another reason why some of these loan apps cannot take anybody to court is because the interest is outrightly illegal. Outrightly. It's just like gambling. And number two, the loan in question is a non-secured loan, unsecured loan, which simply means that there's no collateral involved. So they too, they know that they're playing now gamble than they do. This one is just basically about gambling. Not only that, they know their major goal is not even to take. They are not interested in taking anybody to court. So forget about court thing. Forget about court thing. They are not interested in taking anybody to court because, like you said, man, what's the essence of taking anybody to court? How much? The highest they can give anybody here, maybe 1 million, 2 million, at worst 3 million. For them to have given you 3 million naira, they don't collect up to 10 million naira from you before they will give you 3 million naira. So the problem we have is that some people assume that you borrow money, then you must pay back, which on the average, everybody, a sane person, I want to use the word sane now. Please correct, please. I'm not trying to use this word to play anything. A sane person will tell you that you borrow money, you are supposed to pay back the money. And that's an ideal thing to do. Everybody knows that if you borrow money, you are supposed to pay. That is the truth. But let us look at it holistically, because a lot of people don't really know what is going on behind the scene. A lot of people don't really know what is going on behind the scene. They just believe you borrow money, therefore you must pay. But I'm going to open it up now so that we can see it from different perspective, and we'll be able to make a unilateral decision. In fact, if we decide today, we can say let's change our motto and change it to something else. Now, if you borrow money from, let me start from even the CBN license. Now, to get it so that we'll be on the same page. 95% of loan apps, we have about 1,400 loan apps in Nigeria, and 95 of them are licensed, and they operate different tiers. We have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, up to tier 5. Tier 1, those ones are CBN licensed, and they have the rights. They have like big organization that they have parts. They have a capital base with CBN. That's why they call them CBN licensed. So their capital is around 5 billion naira. So they have to deposit 5 billion naira with CBN before they can operate. That's why they call them tier 1. And we have tier 2, state license, and the rest of those licenses. Now, tier 1, let's start from tier 1. Tier 1 loan apps, there's what we call guideline governing them. Just like banks, they are highly supervised by CBN. In fact, they report to CBN on almost every time. They report to CBN every 3 months, sometimes 6 months. If that's 3 months, you have to send your report. Those ones are CBN licensed, and they operate the policy. There's a guideline that CBN has given them that this is what you should follow. This is the policy that binds you, and they are violating it by molesting electronically now their customers. Example, PalmPay. Example, EasyBuy. Molesting their customer, sending messages to their customer, even though they are CBN licensed, sending messages to their customer and giving them water back to back. Palm Credit, we call you, I will send you that you go to jail, that they will even caricature you and say you are going to jail. They will call your family members. And according to CBN policy, there are serious policy that CBN has given us that this is what you must follow, and they are not following it. And even if we are in a sane country, all of them they for don't collapse by now. They for don't collapse because lawsuits for don't they fly like Father Christmas. But unfortunately, many Nigerians don't know their rights. Look at Madam Adorable now. He don't put her properties for sale because she knows sabi her rights. Please, I know they abuse you, Madam Adorable. You know, say you be our mommy of the day now. So that's exactly what we're saying.
I know they shame. It's okay. I'm fine.
Thank you, ma.
No
Thank you,
shame.
ma.
I'm fine. I'm good.
Thank you, ma. So what we're saying is every one of us must know our rights. Exactly what you said now. If they eventually charge me to court and say, okay, come and pay your 500,000 naira, I am going to tender you that, come, these people are violating the agreement, the terms and conditions where it was stated by CBN, and they are violating my right as CBN policy. Please correct me if I'm wrong, our dealer. If I did not know something before, that this is what the law says, and eventually I now realize that these people are using the law, they are permutating the law in their own favor to dupe me, do you think that kind of agreement is still valid, even though I now realize that these people are now using this agreement to dupe me? Do you think that agreement is still valid? Please, maybe you should help us to clarify that, or maybe you will allow me to talk so that you can.
Well, sorry, what was the question? Sorry.
So, if, for instance, I sign an agreement with a legal company that they should follow CBN policy or any policy regarding finance, and I now discover later that these people are violating my rights, they didn't follow the guideline as stated by CBN, do you think I must uphold or agree after I've signed, though? Do you think I must agree to that time because I have signed the contract, even though I now realize that this contract is violating the actual original plan of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Do you think that agreement is still valid?
You're not saying that if you borrow money for a loan app, at the end of the day, you now notice that the loan apps they are not following the rules of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under CBN. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's correct.
That agreement you now signed, is it valid? That's your question, right?
That's correct.
Okay, but as long as you're not going to court.
Yes.
So we're leaving court out of it, right? Just between you and the company now.
So no, let's get the two scenarios. If you go to court, what happens?
You see, one thing about court is not, this is how court works. Court works with evidence, right? So the court is not going to say, oh, it's only if they defame you, then it becomes a criminal matter. But court works with evidence. So if these people sue you to court, because you're not the one that is going to go and sue them to court, because you find out that their laws does not abide with the CBN rules. If you're going to do that, that means you're going to have a lot of money to be carrying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that means you want to wait for them to sue you to court. And if you sue you to court, the least the court will do, and I'm being honest here, if they didn't defame you, you will just pay the initial amount that you borrow. No court will say, oh, okay, you borrowed money, you don't want to pay. Okay, go home, don't pay. No court is going to tell you that. The court is uphold justice. That is what court does. When you see the statute in court, you see that justiciar statute. That is uphold justice. So you're going to return back the money you have borrowed. You can now just tell the court that they should give you time. It can give you all the time you need, but you pay the amount that you have borrowed. That is what the court does. But as I said, these people is not going to take you to court.
Let me chip in this. One of my friends paid fair money. Let me use fair money as a case study. My friend, he collected 1 million naira from fair money, and he was paying religiously, just paying 1,000. He didn't even check the amount. If you get 5,000 today, we just transfer any money where they come to his account. We transfer about 50%, 100,000, 20,000, then 50,000. So after like 6 months, you now check the account, you now check the platform. You now realize that after he has paid 1.9 million, and yet they're still telling him that he will still pay 1.6 million. And the actual agreement is was 1.6. He's supposed to pay 1.6 million back after 6 months, but because of overdue interest, he didn't pay the money on time. So because of overdue interest, that thing was just that thing skyrocketed to 3 point something million. So in that case, are you saying I'm still going to pay that kind of money? Even court will still strike it that I must pay.
Immediately, what I'll do if you come to me as a lawyer, or if I just want to give you my legal advice, immediately that you know that you have, as in your money has entered overdue, you take a screenshot of it. You take a screenshot that's ahead, that my money has overdue. So anything else that adds, you just minus that. You see that screenshot that you took, that is your own evidence. That is the one you have in your mindset that I'm going to pay. Anything else is irrelevant to you if you're going to do that. But if you get to court, the court is not going to tell you.
I'm referring to court now.
Yes, the court is not going to tell you to pay the overdue interest. That is why they took you to court. They are the one taking you to court. You're not the one taking them to court now.
Yes.
So
Of course,
so immediately they take you to court. See, that's why I said they won't go to court, because they know if immediately they enter a courtroom, that overdue interest, they are not going to. That's their own commission. That's what they are eating. Is that interest? And they know if they get to court is not going to support them and say, okay, no, you have pay your money, then pay the overdue interest. The court is going to minus it. Then the only thing the court will tell you to do is to pay the money you borrowed. That is what. But paying the money you borrowed now, the court is going to be very lenient with you. Because I've seen a lot of situation whereby the person will just get to court and he or she will be crying. You see them crying in front of the magistrate. And the magistrate will just say, okay, take the time. Don't have to sell your properties. How are we going to handle this? Okay, let's draw in terms of settlements. Both of you go and agree, because the judge is not going to be there, that both of you go and settle between both yourselves. When you come to an agreement, bring back that terms of settlement. The court will now stamp it. It becomes an agreement between both of you. But I'm sure they won't want that, because they are not going to benefit that. So the only thing they have to do, so that is why you have to screenshot it. You will screenshot it, you will record it, that this is the amount you're going to pay. So all those things, the callings and everything, just screenshot it. At the end of the day, when you have the exact amount, because it's a lot, let's be realistic here. If you're running a business and you come to me to borrow money, for example, maybe you borrow 50,000, and I tell you that, okay, at the end of the month, you're going to pay me 100,000 back, and you failed in paying that 100,000. I started adding 2,000, 1,000 every day.
You cannot do that, sir. You cannot do that, man.
That is even wrong. I'm just giving an example. That is wrong.
Yeah,
that is wrong.
Policy, you cannot add interest.
That is even wrong. That is what I'm saying. You see that interest they are adding per day. That is wrong. They shouldn't even be doing that.
So that's exactly what we are saying. We are saying here
that is it. That interest now, if you get to court, you're not going to pay that interest. It's the initial money, the 50,000 you collected for me. That is what the court is telling you to pay. You're not going to pay. That interest is gone. Interest is gone.
That's exactly what we are saying. Now, if you check what we have been saying now here, it's very simple and straightforward. These guys, any money you pay, for instance, if you are owing any loan apps here, and you now pay, you have this mind that let me be paying them small till I finish paying them. The more you pay, the more they keep adding that overdue interest. So they will swallow up everything you have paid. So does it make sense to stick to pay that kind of money? Now, to worsen the case, because this thing is very, very deep. That's why
sorry for interrupting. I liked what you said. The first thing you said when I joined, like I can't remember the time I joined, you said something. You said that you always advise people on your platform.
Please, I want to say something there.
Sorry, let me just complete. That you said you always advise them that they should stop paying and wait for 6 months. I think that is the best advice you could have given them. That is a very good advice. No matter what the interest that is accumulating, they should take a break for 6 months. That was, even when I had that, I was like, this is a very, you were even talking as if somebody that has experienced this, as in, yes, you're talking from experience. That is the best advice. Don't pay, as in, just don't be paying and be paying. No, take a break, leave it.
Okay, now, if you leave it, let's continue. Or maybe I should allow thank God to ask his question. I allow you to ask your question.
Let me say something.
Okay.
Can you people hear me?
We can hear
What
you.
I want to add is this. If you borrow money from these people and you keep on paying the overdue interest and interest, whatever business you are doing, you will see that the business won't be growing. So my advice is this. Instead of you paying them every week or every month, just be saving that initial money they give to you. Let's assume they gave you 100,000 naira and you have to pay 200,000 naira. Keep their 100,000 naira for them until when they are ready or when they take it to court. Like what the lawyer is saying. If they borrow you 100,000 naira and they took it to court, when you get to court and you tell the judge there, these people borrow me 100,000 and they're asking me for 500,000, but I have their 100,000 naira here with me.
I believe every judge will say, okay, give it to them right now, and they will set you free. I don't know if people are understanding me.
Okay, let me chip in this. Let me chip in this.
Hello.
Now, I get what you are saying, Mr. Thank God. I get what you are saying. See, let me chip in this. Even if you stop paying after
Yeah,
if you stop paying
excuse
them
me.
for the next 6 months, I can hear you. Thank you very much. And let me explain what you just said. So, even if you stop paying them after 6 months, and you take a break for 6 months. Okay, let me quickly answer Mr. Thank God. Mr. Thank God, they cannot even take you to court. So you should rule
Yeah,
out the court issue. Do you get that now? You should rule out the court issue. They cannot even
yeah.
take you to court. Now, our dealer, thank you very much for your contribution. Please mute your mic, thank God, so that people can hear me clearly. Okay, let me mute you from here. Okay, thank you. So let me explain this thing, because a lot of people don't really understand what is going on behind the scene, and a lot of people don't know what we are actually fighting for. Before this time, like last year, we normally tell people do that, as in just take a break. That was our slogan back then. Take a break, take a break, take a break. Now, the truth is this: if you take a break, maybe 6 months, they will stop adding overdue interest after 4 months. They will stop adding overdue interest. Let's say you borrow 100,000 naira, and that 100,000 naira balloon to maybe 300,000 naira, and they stop adding overdue interest. In fact, PAMPay is worse; they will not even stop. But let's use the one that will stop overdue interest after 3 months. cash. Now you borrow 100,000 naira. You are unable to pay, and they balloon it to 300,000 naira. After 6 months, you now have the money. You now want to pay 100,000 naira out of 6 months. I put it to you. I can tell you, as in categorically, you've just wasted that money. This is how you will know that you just wasted the money. Number one, any money you pay will be swallowed up by overdue interest. It's the overdue interest that they will force you use the money to clear, not your principal. Not your principal. So you're just wasting your money. Number two, if it is CBN licensed, they will have reported the case to credit bureau that this person is owing us, and it has been, the money has been, the person has defaulted on that loan. So the money you pay is as useless as you are dashing them money. In fact, to worsen the case, that money that you have paid, what you have done is just to resurrect the loan. You've taken the loan from non-performing to performing. That is, you are servicing the loan again. If we don't know anything about finance, see, these people will crush you. This money market, if you know the illegality in money market, you know that it's beyond law. The illegality in money markets is beyond what we can. I've been there. I work for years in money markets. It is called money market. Anything that has to do with bank, finance, all those things, that's what we call money markets. See, if you are judging this thing from general perspective, you will remain you will not be able to be free from loan, from debt. As that debt will keep growing till you've ever worked for, and nothing will change. Now calculation, that is the only way you can defeat money market. If you don't know how to calculate, it's the same thing as when you are doing forex or all those things. It's the same thing. If you don't know how to calculate, you keep losing money. So to answer your question, Madam Dilo, to answer your question, see, even if you wait after 6 months and you just assume, let me pay them what I borrow, you've just wasted that money. Because when you pay that money, it will not reflect in credit bureau that you have paid. You have not paid anything. You have not paid. You have just wasted your money. Now, after that, the only condition for that money to count is when you now have a mutual agreement that, okay, I want to pay this social amount and you will clear me, and they agree, and you now pay, and they now clear it. That is the only condition that kind of money will count. That is why what Mr. Tango said is not valid. In this context, it's not valid. That's number one. Number two, please, Mr. Thank God, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm just valid in the context, like If you now pay the money, whatever you save that you said you want to pay,
I'm understanding you very clearly. I
yes,
understand you very
so
well. Go
whatever
on.
you say you want to pay, whatever you say you want to pay, is as good as you are just wasting your money, because it's going to use. I think I shared that video last week, how your money is being paid. Maybe I should share it again so that you understand. Maybe you can go to my video, you see how I explain to my page, how I explain the issue of loan apps and fair money. Let's say, for instance, you borrow 100,000 naira from loan apps. You have to pay back in 6 months, and you have to pay 50,000 naira every month, right, for the next 6 months. Or let's say you have to pay 700,000, 50,000 every month. Let's just use that as a case study. Your first payment, that first payment that you made, it is called reducing balance. The meaning of reducing balance is when you pay that 50,000 naira, more than 50% of the money, what am I saying? 80% of the money goes to interest. It's only 20% that goes to principal. So, for instance, you pay 50,000 naira, they will deduct 40,000 naira. Out of that 40,000 naira is interest. They use it to service the interest. The remaining 10,000 naira, you use it to pay the initial capital. So you've only, out of 600,000 naira that you want to pay back, you've only paid 10,000 naira. That's how money market works. The remaining 40,000 naira is for their upkeep, their salary, their budget, if they want to go to party, all those things. That's how it works. If you borrow money for 6 months, let's say you have to pay back in 1 year, before you pay the capital, you have to pay for like 10 months or 9 months before they can say, okay, this person has paid his capital. So. Please, we need to understand this thing so that we'll not just be doing this thing from general perspective. This is not general perspective. This is calculative. You have to be calculative. Now, for the case of legal, please, I may be wrong, but I have friends too in legal. I have a son as a brother. The truth is, not my direct brother, just like a brother to a brother, they're just like that. So the truth is, most of this thing, they don't want CBN to be aware of it. They don't want CBN to be, because they are going to get serious fine. If that thing happens, they are going to. You cannot any law, any agreement that is against the agreement of the land is null and void by default, regardless of that agreement. Is null and void. No matter the agreement, no matter how beautiful the agreement is. Magistrate courts or high court, they can only say mostly magistrate court, because it's not, like you said, man, it's not up to 10 million. They can only, that one is just more or less like sentiment and all those things. But under an ideal situation, that's why the reason why they have to cancel the overdue interest, and not in all cases. Not in all cases. They will not cancel the overdue interest, not in all cases. If it were to be in the context of money lending, if you are a registered money lender, you will pay the money, you will pay the interest. But if it was a paddy, my friend, I borrow my friend money and I could not pay back, my friend sue me to court, they will strike out, because under Nigerian law, you cannot borrow your friend money and add interest on it. That's why they will strike out the interest, they will strike it out. Because under Nigerian law, if you want to do money doubler, go and register. Go and register. Let us know that you want to do money lending, and you will get your loan. You will get your interest. If it were to be money, if it is fair money against you, you will pay the interest. You will not pay overdue interest, but you will pay the money borrowed and the interest. You have to pay it, because they are doing business. It's only paddy. Maybe I borrow Madam Princess Jaja money, and she no pay me. And I charge her to court. If I charge her to court will strike it out. I say, this one, no, you shouldn't pay this one. As in, are you a business owner? Are you a money lender? They will strike it out. Of course, in everything is not cast on stone, because no, someone said with their huge 150% interest. No, it's not going to be like that. That is why they cannot use anything called they cannot use they cannot just come up with their 150% interest. No, that's not how it works. They will now use a benchmark, a standard CBN policy benchmark, to determine how much you will pay. Even if they want to use GSI on your loan, GSI, that is global standing instruction, they want to remove their money using GSI. You know what they're going to do? They will strike out all these overdue interest where they had, all the overdue interest, everything. Those ones they will cancel it. You cannot use GSI to recover money like that. They will only deduct the amount you borrow and the initial principal and the initial interest using GSI. The same principle applies in court. The same principle applies in court. I've been there. I know how this thing they work through. So, like what our law, D-Law said, which is 100% valid. The truth is, most of them will not want to go to court. You know what they are doing now? They're now trying to force the CBN to give them rights so that they can auto debit all your accounts, get everything from whether you like it or not. If you like, save your money inside. As long as it's BBN related, they come out their money. That's the only thing they are doing now. But that one said, if you work, but they're trying to do it. That's exactly what they're trying to do. That's exactly what they're trying to do. So the reason why we said people should not pay back their money, number one, out of 1,200 loan apps 1,400 loan apps in Nigeria, only 50, at least the one that is very common, only 5 or 7 are CBN licensed. The rest are online bandits, Boko bandits. The rest are loan apps. They are loan sharks. So, only loan sharks, after they have defamed you, they have bashed you with all manners of bashing. If you pay that money back, you'll be mumu. Why? Because number one, they are violating back-to-back the CBN policy. Number two, they are violating FCCPC policy. Number three, they are violating the Consumer Protection, NCC, Nigerian Commission complaint or something. Number four, they are violating the ethics of microlending. Number five, they are violating Nigerian police force based on cybercrime. So, number six, you are depressed. They will torment you. Depression will set in. Suicide thought will set in. Many things will set in. Many things will set in. If you pay that money, it just showed how stupid you are. That's just it. This is not in the context of maybe. I know that there are some people that are religious here. It's a choice if you want to pay. I know they force anybody to pay. I'm just telling you that these people, they are violating CBN policy. And don't worry, by the time, if you like, keep paying them. By the time they ruin you financially, they ruin you financially, and you have nothing to show again. Maybe by that time, your sense will come back. You will know that these people is a systematic loan business is a systematic way of extorting you. It's more or less like a wealth transfer. They're trying to transfer wealth from their own end from your own end to their own end. So now when they pay that kind of loan. So that is our stand here. Our stand. This is why we have to say stop paying and stop borrowing. Is because these people are using our weak policy. They're using the opportunity to extort Nigerians. Why is it that they don't have physical office? Why is it that they don't have? They cannot call. If you want to use video call on WhatsApp, they're going to decline. And all manners of things that they are doing. So that is the reason why we say no. You can never finish paying these people as long as if you think you can pay them, you're just deceiving yourself. So I think with these few words of mine, I've been able to. Please, if you have any objection and everything, please come up and let us discuss it. We can, of course, review whatever we are seeing here. It's not that everything has to come from me. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, Ma and Sas. Please please you can unmute and ask your question or minutes on what you have said, though.
Okay, I want to say something here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Is regarding to what Mr. Thanggod said here earlier on. Yes. I tend to understand him from a different perspective, and I'm trying to tailor it with all that you said here. He said something like advising people that okay, even if you intend to pay anything, maybe you could save it. Then at the end of the day, but where he the part I don't agree with was where he talked about the court, because like you said here, it's very unlikely that they will even go to court. But what I perceive from that, tailoring it with what you said, is if, for example, those I'm trying to differentiate the loan apps now. There are the sharks and we have the CBN licensed. Now I'm talking about the CBN licensed. Those ones that some of their interests are somehow within the threshold of CBN agreed rate. Let's say, okay, one, the first disclaimer is if you're already defamed or have been threatened, I don't subscribe to anyone paying back that kind of loan. If you've been defamed in any way, you've been threatened, it's more like they've already collected their money. That is my own belief. But for those that did not defame you or did not threaten you, maybe they've been calling, trying to see how you can pay. I think where I subscribe to what Tangot said is I could keep it, wait for that 6 months, then at the end of the day we could have a negotiation going back to paying your initial capital and that interest that is within the threshold of CBN agreed. If you agree to wipe out every other overdue charges, then I think I might be obliged to pay you back. That's without any threats, no defamation. Then with an agreement that yes, you wipe out all those extra charges, then I might be able to pay that your initial capital. That is for those loan apps that are CBN licensed.
Please, I want to ask you a question before you continue.
Yes. Okay.
Can you mention one or two loan apps, CBN licensed loan apps that have offered that kind of arrangement? Please, anybody here, please, if they've offered you that kind of arrangement, please let us know the CBN license. I'm not referring to loan sharks. Loan sharks, after 3 months, they will come to you that you should pay what you borrow after they have defamed you. I'm not referring to them. I'm referring to CBN license now.
Okay, like for me, I'm talking generally, and
yes, we are 88 here.
Yes, and I'm trying to tailor with the point that Thank God was trying to make, and all the explanation that you made, and it made sense to me. For me, for now, I don't have any like that. But in case that's what I said generally.
You get. I'm not trying to shade you in any form. I just want to what every people, one way or the other, they might have been holding one or two loan apps here. At least I'm sure that anybody waiting here, the least you are holding is true. At least we hold this money and no cash. At least. So any of these loan app, don't tell you say they will, if you pay now, they will remove, or no, don't let me say if you pay now. I hope anybody here don't see any loan apps where they remove all the overdue interest and ask you to pay the amount you borrow and they will clear you. Anybody, please let us know. You can use the comment section, just type the name so that we will consolidate our effort and say, okay, if loan app is doing it like this. This is more or less.
Sorry, a colleague of mine told me that Fair Money did it for him. Someone, I don't know how true that is, but someone told me that he was owing Fair Money, and at the end of the day, they called him and told him that, okay, how much does he want to pay? And he paid, and they left him alone, and they cleared it. Someone told me that.
Now, you are actually right, but not in all cases. You get. Now, that's number one. Number two, the Fair Money, what they normally do is they will call you, after about 3 months, they will call you and say, okay, you know what, we are giving you 50% discount. Now you pay this and we clear you off. They do that. But the problem about that arrangement is that some of those arrangements are, okay, let me read some of the questions so that you get what I'm trying to say. This question, someone sent it to me recently. Let me just read it aloud for everyone to hear it. I mentioned it just now. Just a minute, please. Where's the question itself? Okay, please listen. Please listen very carefully. I have been given a certain discount by Fair Money Microfinance Bank. This is direct message to me now. I've been given a certain discount now by Fair Money Microfinance Bank. I have paid the certain discount given to me since 3rd of October, but up to now, the loan was not cleared and closed. In fact, the loan is still increasing in wallet accounts. What do you think I can do? Can you see that it's not? So this is how it works. Well, I've been privileged to talk to one or two Fair Money agents. In fact, some of them came to our platform and explained some of these things. Most of the Fair Money agents, because they are planning to recover their loan, I mean, they have targets too. So they usually cajole people to pay that kind of money. And eventually, Once you pay the money, they will just abandon you. But if it's coming directly from fair money, that one is usually after 6 months or 9 months or thereabouts. If it's coming directly from fair money, usually if you pay the money, they will clear you. Most CBN license, they do that. Carbon will do it. Carbon, they are very good at that. They do it a lot. Branch, they do it a lot. Pay this social amount and we clear you. Pay it. It's only Carbon and Branch that I know that if they send a mail to you that if you clear this money, we pay you. And you can be rest. You know, if you have been following us, we don't joke with Carbon, Branch, Umber, Isla. We don't joke with our brand here. If you are holding them, we will tell you create a repayment plan and pay them off. Why? Because they are following back-to-back CBN policy. Number one, they only had 1% overdue. Even after you default on loan, after the third month, they will stop adding overdue interest and you pay the amount you borrow. I mean, the usual amount plus the normal interest. In fact, sometimes they will even give you 40% cut off. Only that if you pay the money, forget about loan. Till Jesus comes, they will never give you loan again. That one, but at least you are able to pay back. So we don't joke with their brand. Carbon, Branch, Isla. I don't know if they've changed you. Please, you need to verify what I've said. So, Isla, we don't joke with them. The reason why I will continue to have problem with easy money or cash, fair money is because they are violating that policy. We cannot continue to embrace, as in giving them accolades for violating the Nigerian policy and be clapping for them. That is wrong because eventually these guys will take over the whole situation and turn it against Nigerians. That is why we need to wake up and fight these people. Because we can't be saying, oh, okay, if we give you discounts, come and pay them. We cannot be telling people that kind of information here. If you like, you can pay them. We are all adults here, and we don't force anybody on anything. Well, the only thing that we do here, if you now go out after all the things where we don't talk here, you now go and borrow from loan app again, my dear brothers and sisters, we eject you from this platform from our community because you can't go back to your vomit, you know. So if you want to pay back, another thing that we normally tell people is only pay back those who reported you to credit bureau. Just pay them off and move on with your life. It's as simple as that. By the time if you are owing 35, 40 loan apps, you just find out that only 3 reported you to credit bureau. The rest, they are just trying to extort you. How is it that credit bureau did not accept them?
My shop on Gigi, even my shop Gigi as I talk to you. I have 8 shops that want to.
So we'll meet tomorrow for another round. Make sure you stop borrowing from loan apps. Thank God you hear from legal team now that the only way out of this thing is to stop borrowing and stop paying. If you really want to be free from loan apps, you have to stop paying and stop borrowing. Anything outside this is just a waste of time. Don't let them bubble you in any form. They are just criminal organization. And for sister that said that use someone as use a random number, that's a very nasty thing to do actually. But in any case, just tell the person, go and do your worst. That in fact you are ready for the person, go and do your worst. Many of them don't know what they are doing. In fact, you'll be shocked that some of them might be loan app agents. So tell the person, go and do your worst. And tell the person, did I called you that you should stand as a guarantor and all that. So please know your rights. Nothing. All these criminal loan apps, they can't do anything. The only thing they can do is just to bully you. Tell them you're not paying again. Tell them all this adding overdue interest on your loan, that one is nonsense. Just tell them nothing they happen. They can't do anything. So thank you very much. We'll continue our live session tomorrow on TikTok. I think most likely we're going to be using YouTube more now because YouTube encompasses everything and people can easily join compared to TikTok. But please meet us tomorrow for another round of live meeting. Thank you and God bless.